What if the help you've been waiting for has already been surrounding you, silently guiding you, protecting you, and shaping your destiny in ways you never noticed? Many people imagine God as distant, sitting somewhere far away, only intervening during dramatic miracles. But divine help is far more subtle, far more intimate, and far more constant than most people realize. God does not only help when you pray loudly. God helps when you cry silently. God helps when you feel lost. God helps when you feel broken. God helps even when you doubt His existence. Often, the greatest divine miracles are not the ones we see, but the ones we survive without ever knowing how close danger truly was. Think about the moments when something bad almost happened to you, but somehow didn't. A decision that could have ruined your life, but failed. A journey that got delayed, possibly saving you from harm. A relationship that ended before it destroyed your peace. A door that closed before it led you toward suffering. You might have called it bad luck. You might have called it coincidence. But in divine truth, it may have been God quietly protecting you. God often helps not by giving you what you want, but by preventing what could harm you. And many times, we only understand this protection years later. God also helps through intuition. That gentle inner feeling that warns you, guides you, nudges you. That quiet voice telling you to wait. That sudden urge to avoid someone. That strong feeling to take a certain path. That unexplained knowing that something is right or wrong. That is not imagination. That is divine intelligence flowing through your consciousness. God does not always speak through thunder. God often whispers through stillness. And the more silent your mind becomes, the more clearly you can hear divine guidance. People often ask, if God loves me, why does He allow suffering? But spiritual wisdom teaches that suffering is not always punishment. Often, it is preparation. Pain builds depth. Struggles build strength. Failure builds humility. Loss builds wisdom. Delays build patience. God sometimes allows storms. Not to destroy you, but to reshape you. A soul that has never faced hardship often remains spiritually shallow. But a soul that has walked through darkness often carries divine depth. Sometimes God does not remove your challenges, because your challenges are shaping the person you are meant to become. Not every miracle is about escaping hardship. Some miracles are about gaining the strength to endure it. God also helps through divine timing. You may pray for something and feel ignored, but divine intelligence sees beyond the present moment. God sees consequences you cannot see. God sees lessons you have not learned yet. God sees outcomes that require preparation. What you want too early may damage you. What you receive later may bless you beyond imagination. A delay is not rejection. A delay is often divine preparation. When God says not yet, He may be saying, trust me. I am preparing something greater. God also helps through people. Some people enter your life to support your growth. Some to teach you lessons. Some to challenge your ego. Some to awaken your soul. Even the people who hurt you can become instruments of spiritual transformation. Not everyone who causes pain is your enemy. Some are mirrors showing you where you need healing. Some are lessons shaping your character. Some are catalysts pushing you toward awakening. Sometimes God sends angels in human form. Sometimes God sends tests in human form. Both serve divine purpose. God also helps through signs, synchronicities, and moments of perfect alignment. Repeating numbers. Unexpected opportunities. Dreams filled with meaning. Coincidences that feel too precise to be random. Meetings that happen at exactly the right moment. These moments are not accidents. They may be divine orchestration guiding your journey. When life aligns in mysterious ways, it may be God arranging events behind the scenes. God also helps by strengthening your inner world. Sometimes God does not change your outer situation. Instead, He transforms your inner strength. You become more patient, more emotionally stable, more spiritually aware, more compassionate, more resilient. Your environment may remain the same, but your ability to handle it grows. And that inner transformation is one of the greatest forms of divine help. True divine assistance begins when you surrender. When you stop trying to control everything. When you release fear. When you release resistance. And instead say, God, guide me. Surrender is not weakness. Surrender is spiritual intelligence. When you surrender ego, God fills you with wisdom. When you surrender fear, God fills you with peace. When you surrender control, God fills you with divine order. Often, God helps the most when we stop forcing life and start trusting divine flow. Even when you feel lost, God may be redirecting you. Even when doors close, God may be protecting you. Even when your plans collapse, God may be building a better plan. Divine help is not always comfortable, but it is always purposeful. Sometimes God helps by removing what is not meant for you. Sometimes by giving what you never expected. Sometimes by breaking old versions of you, so a stronger version can emerge. Look back at your life honestly. The rejection that redirected you. The failure that humbled you. The heartbreak that awakened you. The delay that protected you. The loss that strengthened you. You may realize that many painful moments were actually divine redirections. God has been shaping you all along. You were never truly abandoned. You were never truly ignored. You were never truly alone. Even in your darkest moments, divine intelligence was guiding you. And remember this: God's help does not always feel like comfort. Sometimes it feels like confusion. Sometimes it feels like loss. Sometimes it feels like waiting. And sometimes it feels like breaking apart. But often, what feels like destruction is actually divine reconstruction. You may think God is silent in your life, but silence does not mean absence. Silence often means divine planning. A seed grows in silence before it becomes a tree. A soul evolves in silence before it awakens. God helps you even when you feel unseen. Even when prayers feel unanswered. Even when hope feels distant. There are moments when you pray for strength. And instead of removing your burden, God strengthens your heart. There are moments when you pray for answers. And instead of giving clarity, God teaches patience. There are moments when you pray for success. And instead of instant reward, God teaches discipline. This is divine intelligence shaping you. Not every prayer is answered the way you expect. But every sincere prayer is heard. Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is, not yet. God sees the future you cannot see. God understands your destiny better than you understand your desires. What you think is delay, God may see as protection. What you think is rejection, God may see as redirection. What you think is loss, God may see as liberation. Many people only recognize God's help after years have passed. They look back and realize, if that door had opened, my life would have been destroyed. If that relationship had continued, I would have lost myself. If that opportunity had worked, I would have suffered later. In hindsight, divine wisdom becomes clear. But while you are inside the storm, it often feels unfair. And yet, God never abandons you in the storm. God walks with you through it. Sometimes God calms the storm. Sometimes God calms your heart within the storm. And calming your heart is often the greater miracle. God also helps by awakening your spiritual awareness. Pain often pushes you toward deeper truth. Disappointment pushes you toward wisdom. Loneliness pushes you toward divine connection. Some people only turn toward God after heartbreak. Some only pray after failure. Some only seek truth after suffering. But even this is divine guidance. Your struggle may not be meaningless. It may be a doorway to awakening. God sometimes removes illusions so you can discover truth. God teaches detachment so you can experience peace. God strengthens faith so you can walk without fear. God builds warriors through hardship. God builds wisdom through struggle. God builds saints through sacrifice. You may not realize it now, but you are becoming stronger than you ever imagined. God gives strength you didn't know you had. God gives endurance you didn't know you needed. God gives resilience you didn't know was possible. If you are listening to this right now, it means your journey is not over. It means your purpose is still unfolding. It means divine plans are still in motion. God does not bring you this far to abandon you. Trust that what is meant for you will not miss you. Trust that what leaves your life was not meant to stay. Trust that every experience is shaping your spiritual evolution. Your awakening may not be comfortable, but it is sacred. Your journey may not be easy, but it is purposeful. Your life may not follow your plans, but it follows divine intelligence. And divine intelligence never makes mistakes. If this message resonates with your soul, subscribe to the Inner Divine channel. Comment below. God is guiding my life. Like this video. Share it with someone who needs spiritual strength. And help spread divine light across the world. Because God is helping you. Even now. Even silently. Even when you cannot see it.